Alrighty. Are we live? I said, are we live? Well, if we live, then let's get it. Are we live? Yes, we are.
Broke that real one-man show, so now you know. Yeah. Coming at y'all a little differently. But I'm coming with the facts. You know I got the knack. I'm telling it like it is. If you think you want come around me, that young stuff, son, you'll get knocked out. Somebody tell me, why am I different? Why can't I see when no one else can? Why do I feel the urge to lead and not follow? If I'm not advising others, why do I feel hollow? Why am I there to share my opinion with hooligans who could care less? If I was in danger, so I love popping house things. Somebody tell me why are my people so screwed up? Are they crazy? Are they lazy? Or y'all just plain nuts? Seriously though, when did a loser become hit? Why do we stand by and let the government strip away the rights and privileges our parents fought for? 40 years ago, my people had to deal with the Triple K and Jim Crow laws that said separate unequal. Doesn't that sound strange? 40 years later, things haven't changed, but you naively front an attitude when stopped by a racist cop who only sees you as an outcast. The black man is that last on the scales of justice. The man succumbs and you abandon your fellow man. Don't you understand? He doesn't care about you until you move next door or street. But there's four of a daughter at the flip of a quarter.
The camera not on.
Inside your feet, you can't escape by getting high or getting drunk. Come on, black males. Y'all men are punks. It's time to wake up. I can't see no one else can. The black man needs to take a stand. All I'm saying is, you know you're doing wrong. The black, you doing wrong, you need to stop.
Shucks.
Well, I'm not thinking about you. My God, and you can say, black man, stop worrying about the man. This world, am I different? Somebody tell me why are women attracted to losers? Why are men attracted to sluts? Why is a man who handles his business boring? Why is a female who works and comes straight home to her man taken for granted? What's up, my people? What's up? Why do guys lose their life and freedom behind who only want to spend the drug money? Why do these same homosexuals and food dealers who could be shot or locked up at any time? Who's gonna raise them? What's up, black people? What's up? Black women, stop selling yourself short. Stop weighing up with men who use sex as a sport. Stop trying to change the rebel in the hood. He may be great in bed, but he's no good as a mate. Date a man who respect, not molest you. So bad with me, I know I'm preaching, but I'm only teaching you what you already know. Cause when you meet a man, you should take it slow. Tell yourself like a lady. That man with that Mercedes.
There we go.
Isn't worth the time. If he does respect you as a queen, you all love it. A poor man who loves you black is not solid. So be satisfied. Your campaign on flair who only tells you lies. Black women, my sisters, wake up.
Hey, the driver.
We need to wake up. That's all I'm saying. No one else can. The black man needs to make our plan. Come on. Mama, different. What can I see what no one else can? The black man needs to take a stand.
Don't worry, we get ready to get it.
But you know, if you lay up with a guy for years and you have a kid with him, 2 kids with him, if he don't take care of the first 1 or 2, why you gonna have more with him? I'm tired of dealing with about that road. Get up off your butt and do something. You know what I'm saying? It's better to have a little that's yours than to be on somebody else's time. You know what I'm saying? All I'm saying, fix up to the church. I mean, really study the word. When you do those things, the devilish material items out here won't have no effect on you. They won't phase you. Let me start the third verse, because I'm picking on the women. It's time to come to the black businessman. You know who you are. Black businessman. Can you show me how you got to the top? I'll drop my pride if you're meant to me like someone did for you. Or are you scared to say your secrets out of fear that I might excel and reach a higher level than you, sir? You're a role model for the community, but you pack up and leave the city for the suburbs, not giving any thought to the people you leave behind. Who you grew up with, you abandon those who could benefit, learn, but no you turn and follow the man who treats you like a pet. As long as he has more things than you, he'll parade you around like a puppet on the string. There's a black man who made it your savior. I'll tell you how you can get out the ghetto if you're excused until he gets tired or he gets fired or something's missing. He'll get the media fishing so they find a way to bring you down. Then you wanna come back around the way, but you get no freight in the hood. Now you're scared because no one cares if you live or die because you sold out for a piece of the pie. Wake up, black businessman, black man in general, my black women, wake up. Why can I see what no one else can? The black man, you can make our plan. Why am I different? Why can't I see what no one else can? The black man, you can take our stand. Roll that roll, that one man show. No one else can. The black man, you can make our coming at you real. I'm coming out my people. Why can't I see what no one else can? I'm telling you, you don't want to hear you take our stand. Stop doing what you're doing. What no one else can. The black man, you can make our stand. No better until we become accountable for ourselves. Stop rationalizing. I wasn't doing my simple going out. I'm trying to like church. They can't do it. I'm a different way than wrong. No one else can. The black man, you can take a stand. I'm a different way than I see what no one else can. Wake up. Rodero, the one man show. So now you know. I'm a different way than I see what no one else can. The black man needs to make up, black man. Come together, hand in hand, unite. We can win the fight.
All righty. Welcome to the show, y'all. I'm getting ready for the new computer, which means I have to download everything on this computer, and I have to put it on memory cards and then transfer it to the new computer when it arrives. So I don't know what time I'm going to be on tonight. I mean, we got like 2 gig worth of gifts. Not to mention all the pictures. What's going on, Lils? We got a lot to transfer. The mail lady came yesterday at 2:35. So I'm cutting it close because I need to go outside and wait. And I'll be live so we can continue this conversation. But what we need to talk about today is by me transferring this stuff, I haven't been keeping up to date on what's going on. But somebody sent me something. And so I felt that I should come address it. Because I'm noticing in my absence, other YouTubers are trying to do the news. And they should stick with the roast videos because they're terrible. You got one person that's bragging about, they were talking about sunlight back in March. I've been asking Donald Trump to close the country down since March 1st. That's what would have prevented these 70-something thousand deaths. Don't come on here and tell people don't wear masks, just go out there and stand in the sunlight. Everybody don't have sunlight. So I think it's literally. All right, Snoopy, let me answer you, let me respond to you before we even get started. Why is it that if you look in the police blotter of your town today, see how many black people have hurt other black people? See how many black people have hurt other black people? How many protests are there out there? Why is it that we only protest when somebody white, especially some kind of police officer? Then we can all get together and go out there. But if Jimmy shoot Jack, we don't give a darn. Explain that. Explain it. Is something wrong with our people that we can only come together to get together against another race? Explain it. Because I guarantee you, pick up the paper. How many black people have shot and gunned down other black people today? How many protests do you see? None. How many black people been killed this year so far? I know last year in my city, and it's only 415,000 black people, yet almost 400 were killed by other black people. Where the protest at? If you break that down, sir, if you break that down, that's only about 100,000 black males. So 400 of 100,000 black males, 400 of them are going to die. They have a better chance of getting gunned down in the street than they do of ever being a president, of ever going to college, of ever having a good job. But nobody's protesting, sir. So don't come in here with that dumb stuff. We should be out there protesting that. They got a better chance of being the cell block leader than they got of being the mayor, of being a councilman, of being the leader of a recreation center. That's what we should be working on, but no, we want to worry about these small little cases where a white person might kill a black person. 1 out of every million. But yet, 5,000 of every million black men are being killed by other black men. Nobody want to say anything. That's what I'm talking about. If you came over here to get some of that misogynist and pat on the back and that stuff, go see the pro-blacks. I'm sure Brother Polite, I'm sure Young Pharaoh, somebody, Shanetta, got something up. Go look at Victor Moon. If you want to hear somebody lie to you, I'm telling the truth. What happened with this guy happens every day on some street. In these United States, it happens several times a day. The only difference is you got white people doing the shooting instead of black people. That's the difference. What's the difference? Y'all have been live with me and we've seen shootings go happen. I almost rode the bike into a shooting. Remember that night? There was a shooting in the alley a couple months ago. Remember that? I don't know what's up with my alley, but everybody will want to get shot at in it. Did you see not one thing on the news about it? Not one thing. But I guarantee you, if somebody white was doing the shooting, it'd have been a whole bunch of news stories. There'd have been a whole bunch of black people. I asked y'all last week, where is the NAACP? I tell you where they at. They came back from the dead. They rose up. They down there protesting in front of the courthouse in Georgia. Where they been at? You ain't heard nothing from the NAACP. So they only come out when white people shoot black people. They don't come out when black people shoot black people. They only come out when white people shoot black people. I'm waiting for Al Sharpton to come on down. I'm waiting on the Reverend Jesse Jackson to come on down. But see, because of the CV, the courthouses are not open. So if we don't correct our own, why are we worried about correcting people that's not our own? You got to get your eggs in order. Then you start working on other people. If you can't get your stuff straight, all they gonna say is, look, yeah, why are we protesting just because of that one reason? Because they're too scared to protest against their own. Snitches get stitches. But they'll go out there, if it's an Asian, if it's a Mexican, as long as it ain't black, they'll go out there and protest. But they won't protest for their own people. That's what makes it ingenuous. That's what makes us a laughing stock to the world. You don't protect your own people from each other. How can you protect your own people from other races if you won't protect your own? Somebody tell me I'm lying. You say I choose to highlight blacks when the majority live in poverty. Snoopy, I got videos up explaining what we can do about our situation. You know how many views they got? Been up since 2017. You know how many views they got? I'd be surprised if they got 30. But I guarantee you, look at the roast videos and see how many views they got. That explains it right there. It's easy to pick on somebody else. But when somebody asks you to clean up your own stuff, oh, no, that's too hard. But we'll go over there and mess with him. Oh, look, he's not the same race. We can go mess with him. Explain that. You said a long history of racially motivated killings. So if I walk outside right now and two drug dealers are fighting over the block and they start shooting and I get shot while I'm sitting outside talking live to y'all, are y'all going to protest? No. Y'all going to start a protest? No. You're going to say, oh, well, Brotha got shot. There you go. Explain that. And they're going to say what happened. Oh, well. He live and got the camera live and we saw it all. I ain't saying nothing. They ain't going to come get me. I'm going to be quiet. Snoopy says because all races kill within their own race. Said how many whites were killed? I don't see white people out there protesting that black people killing them. I don't see the Japs out there protesting that black people killing them. I don't see Jewish people out there protesting when black people kill them. And when that people do mess up, they don't go out there and protest and say, well, he messed up, but y'all should let it alone. They don't say nothing. They say, damn, boy, you messed up. You got to deal with it. Not our race. We'll still go out there. Explain that. Now, the driver brings up a good point. Now, Snoopy said, these arguments are older, Brother Derrick. You sound like everyone else. It's a class problem. Nah, stop trying to put money with it. What were the black people doing in 1920? What were they doing in 1940? What were they doing in 1950? They had businesses. They had things of their own. Every once in a while, maybe some racists came by and messed with them, but they went right back to business. But what happened with us from 1960 on? What happened? Ever since the death of Martin Luther King, what happened to all our businesses? We gave them up and we integrated. So it's not a money issue. Because I've already laid down what could be done and nobody wanted to do it. I've laid it down, what we can do to fix that. It ain't money. It's the fact that you can go out there and protest another race and not get no penalty. But you go out there and protest one of your own, you're going to come up missing. That's what it's about. So tell the truth, Snoopy. Just tell the truth. Because we got lucky. The battery in the camera. We got lucky. The battery died in the camera. Because I would have had perfect visual proof of this guy shooting at the other guy. Clear as day. The police came, and that's when I finally went home. They would have had that. Wait a minute now, because I said hi to the police. Oh, he read it. He talked to the police. I wouldn't be here right now. Isn't that the problem? Isn't that the problem? I'm just asking you. Now, you said the name of Perfect Race. You deflecting. Why are you deflecting? Why are you deflecting, sir? That's a deflection. And that's the problem with black folk. You always want to deflect when somebody asks you a question. Just answer the question that I asked. But you won't. You keep coming up here with these excuses. It's a race thing, and they all do it, and we ain't got no money. That's why we done it. It's a lot of people that ain't got no money, but they ain't dealing drugs. They ain't out there prostituting. They ain't pimping their people. They ain't scamming. They doing what they got to do. So why can't we all do it? Why do we keep glorifying people that sit there and cheat, lie, and steal? Why do we keep buying these rap records? Talking about women as bees and all that. Why do we still buy that? Because deep down, with all that talk, deep down, you want to be that. That's what you want to be. You want to be seen. You want to be in the spotlight. And you love it. And being able to go out there and protest ain't got nothing to do with any of what's going on. It's just the fact you get to go out there and be seen. You get to be heard. Not realizing that people are laughing at you. I say it again. In Chicago, when that drug dealer got shot, and it's proof that the police officer killed him. He drove into a tree. That man wasn't going nowhere. Then they said that the gun was his. He ain't had no fingerprints on that. I've been living in the hood all my life. I ain't never known nobody to clean a gun off before they use it. You clean the gun off after you use it. Then you throw it away. Throw it down the sewer hole, throw it in the river. I never heard of nobody having a perfectly clean gun. Until it's used in some kind of felony. Hey, now, until it's used in some kind of felony, don't nobody care about no fingerprints on no gun. But yet, the black mayor said the people are going to protest if it's a bad decision. And he's already. And I say it again, they did. They protested. Did they go to that judge that said even though there's no evidence it belonged to this guy, he's a drug dealer, I'm going to believe it's his gun. We're going to let the officers off. Or did they go to the actual police officers on the scene? Did they go to their house and terrorize their family? No, they went to the daggone mayor's house. They went up to the mayor's mansion. What the mayor got to do with it? The mayor had no say in that decision. But yet they went and protested and went up to the mayor's mansion. Why? Why? Because they stupid, that's why. Tearing up stuff on the way. The next day, when they come out, they ain't got no store to go to. They ain't got no pharmacy to go to. The old folk can't get their meds because they ain't tore up the daggone pharmacies. They ain't busted windows out of cars so they can't even get a ride nowhere for nobody because they ain't tore their own cars up. But you telling me this makes logical sense. I'm showing you it doesn't make sense. How can we fix this? But you want to make it seem, now all the guy was doing was jogging. But we don't know what was said. But the point of the matter is, How many videos can you go on WorldStar and find of people just walking and somebody drive by and shoot them? I'm not making excuses for the two guys. I'm asking the question, why is it that the only time we can make a stink, the only time we can come together, the only time we can get riled up is when it's somebody of another race that does something to us? Why can't we get riled up when it's somebody that look like us? That's the question I'm asking. And you're giving me a million excuses, this, that, this, that, this, that. For every white cop that has killed a black man, there are 50,000 black men that have killed the black man, and that's, what's your point? So we should ignore the 50,000 cases and just focus on the one case. That's what you're saying to me, right? That's what you're saying. So the black man had a reason to kill the black man, but the white man never has a reason to kill the black man. Is that what you're saying? I'm trying to make this make sense. I'm trying to make this make sense. As the man would say. Now you saying I'm a liar, but you haven't brought not one bit of information. You ain't brought not one fact or information to back up anything you said. Only thing you're doing making excuses. I asked a basic question. Why is it that we don't go out there and protest every shooting? Every shooting should be protested. Nobody should be dead, period. Every wrongful death. But you pick up the paper, 5 people got shot last night. Oh, well, and keep right on going. See, you don't care. But you see, a white person shot somebody. Hold on. We got to get together here. This is ridiculous. This is out of hand. No. This is racism. No. Explain that. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. Somebody came in. I ain't even get to the case. So let's go ahead and then, hold on a sec. Let me drop that. We got a lot to look at here. Man, I'm going to miss the computer, y'all. We can't stay too long here. All right. Let's start with this one. This is somebody's Facebook page, so I don't think they'll flag us.
This evening, there's growing outrage over chilling video showing the deadly shooting of
I tried to make it full screen. Sorry, y'all. That backfired.
Black man in Georgia.
I like it better this way.
2 white men, a father and son, both with guns, confronting him while he was jogging. There were no arrests at the time. Now, 2.5 months later, the DA is now sending the case to a grand jury. We warn you tonight, the video is disturbing. And here's Steve Osensami. This is the recording of the killing on a street in South Georgia that has people around the world outraged and has a prosecutor investigating. The young man seen jogging towards his death is 25-year-old Ahmaud Arbery. The father and son with the guns in the white pickup truck are Gregory and Travis McMichael. They explained to police that they believe that Arbery was responsible for a number of break-ins in their neighborhood and were trying to make a citizen's arrest when this happened on February 23rd. Gregory McMichael, who police say is seen here in the bed of the truck, is a former investigator with the local district attorney and a former local police officer, which has complicated this case.
I'm not here to tell the shores. There's a black male running down the street. Where at Satilla Shores? I don't know what street we're on. Stop, what's that? Stop.
It is now nearly 2.5 months later, and no one has been arrested. The case has bounced from prosecutor to prosecutor because 2 of them had some prior connection to the McMichaels. A third prosecutor, who took the case 3 weeks ago, has now announced that a grand jury will decide if there are criminal charges. But the courts are still closed because of the coronavirus, so a grand jury won't meet until the middle of June. Protests have hit the streets across Georgia. Arbery's parents say their son was a high school football star who loved to jog, and they believe he was killed because he's black.
He was just jogging, and his life shouldn't have ended the way that it ended.
The FBI tonight says it is assisting in this investigation, and this state's top law enforcement agency has announced that they are running the case.
Alrighty.
Their story unfolding this evening, there's growing outrage. Their story unfolding this evening, there's growing...
Okay, don't know what that was. But hold on a second, y'all. We actually have the video. Hope we don't get flagged for this. This is a video of somebody that was driving up. All right, now we are back. Now we seen the video and we seen the news story. So here's something that Snoopy didn't mention. There's a 911 call because the younger son that was in the pickup is a former police officer and a state investigator, and he thought that that was somebody that fits the profile of somebody that was doing burglaries in the neighborhood, and that he was trying to make a citizen's arrest. So this is what complicates it. You have a former police officer and a former state's investigator who believes he is a suspect. And he's calling 911 to come get this guy. Now what happened? Because the guy was driving, kept weaving in and out. But the guy was on this side of the truck saying something. What happened to make him run around the side of the truck and start fighting with the guy that had the rifle? Because now at this point, the younger son sees his father in a life or death struggle with the guy over the rifle that he's holding. The guy's not stopping. Nah, that's a good point. But another question is, if the guy was on this side of the truck, why did he stop and come back around the other side? If somebody got a gun out on me, I'm going to run. If you're going to shoot me, you're going to shoot me. I'm not going to run back to you. Especially when I see the other guy got a gun too. I can't get both of you before you shoot me, so I'm going to run for it. I'm going to try to run. Or basically just stop. What do y'all want? But to try and wrestle with somebody that got a rifle when somebody else is up in the pickup with a daggone gun on you, I don't know how that's going to work out for you. I mean, y'all can talk to me till you blue in the face. How that's going to work out for you? You wrestling with somebody with a gun, and there's another guy that's standing right there with a gun trained on you shooting at you. You're going to keep wrestling with the guy with the gun. How does that work? You got one guy shooting at you, and you wrestling with the other guy. I understand about not trusting the police and everything, but you got to realize there's sometimes when you got to say, wait a minute, Just wait a minute. This ain't gonna go right. I don't know what these guys are talking about, but let's find out. If they saying I look like a suspect, I know I ain't broken nowhere. So why am I fighting with them? If they need to see ID or whatever, there you go. I live in the neighborhood. I'm out here jogging. I'm out here every day. Knock on some of the neighbor doors. They'll tell you, I'm out here every day. I don't bother nobody. Never a bad word to any. He could have done anything. Instead, he chose to fight. And whether they racist or not, if you see a young thug, he might not have been a thug. We don't know him. You see somebody young and strong punching your old father, you're going to respond. This is going to be the problem. Because this is what the attorney's going to bring up. The video clearly shows the black man striking the old man. So you got a son watching his father be assaulted by somebody who he think is a criminal. And he's yelling at him to just stop. And the black guy won't. How are you going to overcome that? And especially the jury white. How are you going to overcome that? I'm listening. How are they going to overcome that? If he wasn't doing nothing wrong, why couldn't he stop and say, what do you want? The gunshot was fired from the son in the pickup. The warning shot. He should have took off running if he wasn't going to stay in there. But instead, he ran around the truck and grabbed the old white man and tried to get the gun from him. If he'd have got the gun from the old white man, then he would have shot both of them, wouldn't he? That's what the young son is thinking. I'm just asking. I asked the questions. That young man saw a strong young man, and this man was a former athlete, saw him beating up his father. What would you do? Because if he get a hold of the gun, he's going to shoot both of them. So I'm just asking you. I'm asking the question. See, this is what I'm talking about. You only coming from your side. What is the jury going to think when they see this black man beating up this white man? What are they going to be thinking? I'm asking the questions. Because this is what's going to be asked in the courtroom. Now, true, they were following him. True, they started it. But how you respond to confrontation determines where it goes. Because if they had stopped him, because the video is there, if they had stopped him and he'd have told them, I'm not who you think I am, they got guns, show them your ID, let them call it in. Whatever, take you 5 minutes. But here's the thing. When you meet violence with violence, you got to be prepared to take the consequences. And he met that venom. He's in the act of violence himself. That's what's going to get those white people off. Now this will be another riot. You can get mad all you want. But the fact that he's seen there punching that old man, that's really going to help them out. They're going to run that in the hole. The same way they were showing the Rodney King in slow motion, they're going to be showing him punching that white man in slow motion. He was watching his dad get pummeled. How could he not shoot? He had to protect his father. I'm trying to bring both sides of the issue. It's two sides to this story, and I'm trying to show you both angles. Because if I'm just some nerdy white person from the suburbs, and you show me a video, and I see this big black man punching this little white man, this old man, I'm going to say he deserved to get shot. Now, those of us that know the truth might sit here and say, wait a minute, they mess with him. But is the juror from the suburbs going to see it that way? That should be the question. I'm also asking, why is our first response always violence? Because see, if I'm out in the street and somebody's following me, I'm going to stop and I'm going to say, what do you want? And then from there, I can make my decision. Can I take these two people? Do I have anything in my favor? If I see they got guns, I ain't got nothing in my favor. Ain't nothing to do but to comply. If they wind up chaining me to the back of the truck and dragging me, then that's what was meant to happen. But if they ain't got no guns, and I can get to my weapons, then maybe we can go duke it out. But you got to be able to analyze the situation. There have been a couple times y'all been with me. Y'all seen me say, why is this car following me? When we went out the other night, there was a lady that pulled past me when we got to Kirk Avenue. And I sat back and was going to let her go ahead and cross. And she wouldn't go. I didn't know who was in that car. So finally, I said, well, let me go ahead and ride on up. Because apparently, they obviously want to say something to me. So I pulled up. And then she would go, ha, 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 and then pull off. Now, don't know. I didn't know who was in that truck or that car. I didn't know. But I pulled up. And she just wanted to laugh at me and laugh in my face. That's all she wanted. She pulled off. Hey, there you go. Now, if I'd have got out there, why the hell you didn't go on? And who knows if she had two other thugs in the car. They came out. I don't know. But it's how you respond. It's how you respond that determines your fate. If I would have jumped off that scooter and came running at her, why the hell didn't you go on? I've been waiting for you to go. What are you trying to rob me or something? Then like, no, but since you're here, why don't you go ahead and take off that cell phone you're wearing and give me that camera off the cart and give me your groceries too. What the heck? But see, I initiated. Even though they started, if I get out, I initiate. Why initiate? There was a dude on a regular bike, and I was on the bike, and the dude rode past me, and I heard a thump. Y'all saw me watch, we showed the footage, because I wanted to see, did the dude hit me when he rode by? Because it sounds strange that there's a sound as soon as he rode by. Now, I could have pulled over and said, hey, fool, what you hit me for? But instead, he went on about his business. I went and looked at the footage, and I don't know what that sound was, but it wasn't him. He never touched me. But suppose I had pulled him up. Suppose he'd had a gun or knife on him. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? When you're in these situations, you got to use your common sense. Your first thought shouldn't be to fight. When that guy fired the first shot, he should have took off running. If he wasn't going to stand there and ask them what they want, why he take off running? Then they would have said, yeah, he went and ran. He went and ran through this house over here. Where y'all police at? But no, instead he run around and he start wrestling with the old man with the gun. Now it's escalated. Whereas before, they had reason to shoot him. Now, he's beating up the old man. Now he got a reason to shoot him. This is what they're going to say in the trial. This is what they're going to keep harping on. Well, you know, if he would have just stopped. And I know it's speculation, but I'm just giving you an example. I'm giving you an example. Now, the driver said I would have ran when they yelled at me. He had the opportunity to run. Matter of fact, if you notice, they had stopped the truck, and he still kept running towards it. I'd have turned around and went the other way. And then if they'd have turned around, then I would have known, all right, something about to go on. Let me go run to the nearest neighbor's door and knock an extra help. Let me do something. But instead, he actually went right into it. He went right into him. I would have stopped. No, something ain't right. Why this pickup truck won't stop and keep waiting for me? Nah, I'm going to go the other way. But nah, he went on. So why didn't he say, what do you want? How can I help you? Am I doing something wrong? That's all he had to say. But no, he got into an argument with him. And he must have said something for that first shot to go off. I'm just assuming. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. It's a knock at the door. Who is it? Your nurse is here. Okay. Sorry about that, y'all. That was the neighbor's nurse. I thought it was UPS. Because the last 2 times they came, they just left the package in front of the door. Well, let's go back and watch the video again. Now let's stop right there. He got time. He's running up to them. He got time. There's a car who's recording this. Why he didn't run back to the car and say, what's going on with these people in this truck? Now pause. Somebody else at the door?
No, it's still me. She's not answering. Did you hear her say something?
No, I'm running my YouTube show, so I really couldn't hear anything.
I know. I mean, when you all heard the that. Okay. Thanks.
You're welcome. All right, y'all, let's get back here. Now, I want to back it up. Right there. Right there. We need to back it up. Hold on. Right there. So you saw him run around. I want to get right there. He's running this way. Why he didn't run up and knock on this person's door and ask for help? He's running this way. Now you're going to see him turn around. Now you see him running back. You see him running back. This is what they're going to focus on in the jury trial. Him running back. And now you see him fighting. Bam, bam. And it was the father. That was the father he was fighting with. So, so you saw the father. The father was outside the truck. Now the driver said they had threatened this man for him to attack. The driver said something not adding up. The whole thing ain't adding up. Because the guy, the victim was running away from the truck. Then he turned around and you heard the gunshot. He started fighting with the old man. And he was punching the old man. And then the son shot him from the back of the pickup truck. They are going to say that it's self-defense. Now, we know it ain't. But that's what they're going to say. And if it's not a jury with black people on it, if it's not a jury with Chinese people on it, or Mexican people on it, but it's a jury with well-to-do white folk, they're going to say, oh, he had to. He was beating up his dad. I would have done the same thing. That daggone big N. That's what they're going to be thinking. And then you're going to be protesting again because they're going to be found not guilty. They're going to say, we wanted to ask him a few questions. And he went and started grabbing, trying to take the gun out my father's hand, even though I got one trained on him. He's such a savage that he don't care that I got a gun trained on him. He's still going to keep beating my dad, trying to get that gun from him so he can kill us both. So that he can get away. That's what the young boy going to say. And telling you, don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if they wind up being not guilty. Do not be surprised. You know the driver, I'm wondering that. But let's take this logically. See, we don't want to think of it. See, you said emotion. Let's take the emotion out of it. Because if you're going to be a juror, you have to listen and use common sense and logic. If they've been following him for 25 minutes and they pull ahead of him, I'm going to go the other way. That's common sense. I would stop and start running back the other way. Now, they turn around and come follow me, then I know something going on. Then the next car, I will come to them and say, can you call the police? These people have been following me. I got $10 on me. Can you just drive me to the police station? Drive me someplace safe. Take me to a 7-Eleven. They got a sub-police station in it. Just do something. Get me out of here. So something ain't right. I ain't trying to get you involved, but just... Now, if they follow me to the police station, then I can say, hey, we're at the police station. Do you want? they're not going to bring their guns into the police station, I wouldn't think. Maybe Georgia got different gun laws, but I know that the younger son probably does. But yeah, something not making sense here. Why would the guy start on the way and then suddenly double back? Because you see, he's starting to go this way. And when the camera come back, he's running toward the man. So what happened to make him say, you know what? I'm not running. I'm going to fight. I don't care if they got guns. Something had to happen in the thought process. You understand what I'm saying to you? Because, be honest with you, if somebody tells you to stop and they pull a gun out, most people are going to run or they're going to stop and say, what do you want? His first instinct was to run. But then he turned back. Because he noticed before the camera panned off, he was running this way. When it came back, he was running around the truck and grabbing the man. Now he's a runner. This guy could have outran both of them. You got an old man and the cop, the ex-cop wasn't in good shape. All he got to do is not be in a straight line, but zigzag, and they'll shoot, but they won't hit him. He's fast enough to get away. Especially with that house there. By the time they got out the truck and got up to the house, he could have been in the woods somewhere. He's a runner. He's out there jogging. He's an athlete. So what made him think, you know what, instead of running, I'm going to stand my ground, as Naya said. What made him think that it was better to stand his ground when he had the ability to get away? You notice the son in that video, he never got out the pickup. The old man wasn't going to catch him. So you know the son, he didn't even get down to pick up. If I thought I did something wrong, or I thought that this was one of those racist things, I would have ran for it. I at least ran up to the door and been knocking on it. Help! Somebody help! They would have came up. I'd have been on that porch. They'd have been down the porch. I would have said, look, what do y'all want? I don't bother nobody. Yeah. You said he can't outrun a bullet. He can zigzag enough to get away. It's hard to hit a moving target. But that son didn't get out in that truck at all. All he had to do was make it to the other side of that house. The house was right there. By the time they got around the house, he'd have been gone. Somebody tell me I'm lying. By the time that old man would have got that hill, and by the time the son would have got out the truck, because he ain't never get out the truck, this young man should have been yards away. Because once he make it to the other side of their house, even if they wing him in the arm, they wing him in the thigh, he can still get out of sight before they get around their house. Because I guarantee you, they would have got back in the truck, they would have tried to ride around and cut him off. By that time, he could have found somebody, knocked on the door, got them to call the police, and stayed there until the police came. He could have done something. For those of you who say you can't outrun a bullet, check the police blotters and see how many shootings happen a night where somebody only get winged in the arm, they get winged in the leg, but they get the heck away? For every death, there's 10 people that got away. So, now he is deceased, but I'm trying to teach a lesson. Hopefully people hear what I'm saying, so that if this happens to you, don't use your primal instinct to fight. If 2 people got guns, you only got 2 options. Stop and see what they want, or run. If they were going to kill you anyway, at least you got a chance running. If all they want to do is ask you a couple questions, answer the questions. But if you go to try to fight them and you ain't got no gun, and there's 2 of them, and they both got guns, it ain't going to end well for you. I believe if you got to go swinging. But find out if you got to go first. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Find out if you got to go at all. Maybe you ain't got to die. Maybe it's mistaken identity. But at least find out. He died and don't know why he died. And for those of you who say, well, suppose they were racist and they were looking for somebody black to kill. Why make it easy on them? Make them have to hunt you down. Why make it easy on them? Why are you going to run at them? Make them chase you. Make them earn it. Now, we don't know what he did or what was said. I'm just giving examples. Hopefully, other young men will understand this. Sometimes running away is the best option, because say what you want to say. If we were all sitting around and gunshots rang out, what everybody gonna do? Everybody gonna run. There's gonna be that one person that don't run. And chances are, that's the one that's going to get shot. But now that we know that the son was a police officer and an investigator, this is what complicates it. Did he overstep his bounds trying to do a citizen's arrest? That's going to be the question. The prosecutor is going to say, the guy didn't know you was a cop. The guy's going to say, I did say police, and he went and attacked my father anyway. That's what's going to cross up the jury. I'm looking at it from both sides. I'm not on this side or that side. I'm in the middle. I'm Switzerland. I'm neutral. What are they going to say to their defense attorney to say to the jury? If they've been following him for 25 minutes, the guy knew that they were following him. They got ahead of him. Why didn't he go the other way? Then if they turn around and follow him, you flag down the next car. Or you wait until it's a bunch of cars on the road and then you take off and just cut through one of them houses. They can't follow you in the truck. So that means they got to stop. Then they got to run back the way you was and then follow you. By that time, you gone. You're a runner. See, these are things that could have been done with a little bit of thought. But why didn't he think of that? Should be the question. Why didn't he think of that? And so I'm saying to the young men out there, use your mind. before you use your fist. Because to be honest, it's a lose-lose situation. Because say he had managed to beat the old man and get the gun, and he managed to shoot the father and the son, then he'd be spending the rest of his life in jail. That's why I don't understand, why did he run back and attack the old man? You still had somebody up in the pickup of the truck with a gun. How was you going to get out of that? Because even say he had got the gun from the man. Say he had got the gun from the old man, and he shot the old man and shot the guy in the truck with the rifle. He would be on death row right now. Now you would say, well, he'd still be alive, but alive for how long? This was a lose-lose situation. When he turned back and decided to fight, he was in a lose-lose situation. Because if you kill a former police officer, no matter what jail you go to, all the CEOs are going to know that you killed one of them. Where will you have peace? And then you on death row? Oh, they can beat you up every day. Who won't know? They literally can beat you every day. Who would know? See, when you start getting into this real deep, you see he only had two options: run and pray he can get away, or two, ask them what they want. I'd have rather he stopped them, asked them what they wanted, handed him the ID, and while they were looking at it and calling it in, bust him in the back of the head then. How about that truck and drive off? That'd have been a better option. By the time they got back up and had a chance to feel around for the gun, you about 4 or 5 blocks away. You dump the truck and head into the and go home. That's a better scenario than what he tried to do. He did suicide. He might as well say, go ahead and kill me. All right, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and see if the mail is here, and let me play something for y'all, and I'll be right back. Let me run out here real quick. Make sure the mail carrying that out here. What's Yeah, let's play this. I'll be right back, y'all. Be right back, y'all. Keep talking amongst yourselves. Alrighty, y'all, I'm back. All right, y'all. We gotta let's check out the article. Wait a minute. Let it download. Close ad. I'm out of breath, for real. Oh, could that be a sign? Oh.
Today evening, agents from the Georgia Bureau of Investigation effectuated an arrest on 2 individuals, Greg and Travis McMichaels, charging them with both felony murder and aggravated assault in regards to the killing of Ahmaud Arbery back in February of 2020 here in Glenn County. We became involved in this case late Tuesday evening, approximately 9:30 or so, when we were formally requested to get involved. And we hit the ground running pretty hard Wednesday morning, and I'll talk a little bit about what the agents did in a moment. But I did want to take a few minutes today and give some appreciation to some folks and agencies that have been involved in this and have helped us. First of all, we want to, of course, extend our deepest condolences to the Arbery family. We also want to take a moment to thank them. One of the last things you want to do in a circumstance of this nature on a case certainly that's been around for a period of time is to ask anybody, particularly a victim's family, for patience. It's difficult to do, but they were gracious in extending that patience to us, and we appreciate that on behalf of the Bureau. I also want to take a moment to thank the community of Brunswick and Glenn County for doing the same thing. We realize that emotions have run very high here for a period of time and still are to a great extent, and we understand that and we respect that. When I spoke from the GBI headquarters Wednesday morning, I also requested this community, asking them for some patience and understanding to us as we became involved in the investigation, and they certainly have done that. And I can't begin to tell you how much our agents, how much our agency, and I know I speak on behalf of the governor, how much he appreciates it as well, the graciousness and patience extended to us by a community that's emotionally worn pretty thin right now. So I appreciate what they've done for us. I also want to take a moment to thank the district attorney assigned to this case, Mr. Durden. Appreciate his assistance throughout our investigation to this point. Thanking him for being available and for answering legal questions on our behalf. I want to thank the Glenn County.
Come on, man, speed it up. I'm not going to ask no questions. Speed it up, sir.
The investigative file, which had been done previously, and the agent spent the rest of that day pouring through that file to make sure they understood what had been done in the case and what they thought needed to be done in the case, reviewing interviews and things of that nature. And they spent the remainder of Wednesday until very, very late Wednesday night doing just that. They took a short break of a few hours to get some sleep and then began early yesterday morning, running a plan of operation and what they thought needed to be done regarding the remainder of the investigation. They hit that pavement hard yesterday, doing neighborhood canvasses, talking to other individuals who had already been spoken to, some individuals who had not. And then after the course of that investigation yesterday, about 5 p.m., we had a command staff level conference call with the boots on the ground agents here in Glenn County. And we were advised at the command staff conference call that they had established, the facts had established sufficient probable cause to seek arrest warrants against both Greg and Travis McMichael for felony murder and aggravated assault. That was certainly agreed to by the command staff individuals, including all the way up to...
Hey, come on, man.
So that was done properly and safely, and we're very thankful of that. Those individuals were then turned over to the Glenn County Sheriff's Department and have been placed in custody at that particular jail. So that's where we're at today. Before I take any questions, I certainly understand there is some concern, there's some question by the community, by folks around the state, probably folks around the nation. Is there anyone else going to be charged in this case? I will tell you that this case is an active, ongoing investigation. In fact, once this press conference breaks today, these agents behind me and the agents in the crowd who are here today to observe will continue their investigation. They're staying in this community. They're going to continue to work it, and they're going to go wherever the facts take them. If, in fact, the facts take them to make another arrest in this case, then they will do that. If the facts do not, then they won't. But I will tell you, an open, active investigation. We're continuing to look at all the evidence. They're continuing to do things that haven't been done yet, and we'll plan on time it takes before they make some decision or conclusion whether or not probable cause exists to arrest anyone else. I thank you for allowing me to make those comments. I'll take any questions. I see your hand first, man.
How far had the local investigation gotten when you guys got your hands on it?
It had gotten to a good point. My understanding and speaking to my folks is that it was a good investigation. It was a thorough investigation. It doesn't mean there were some things that we believe need to be done that hadn't been done. And I don't mean that in a disrespectful sense to the people who worked it, but you could get deceased to work a case. They may work it 10 different ways and still arrive at the same place. So there were some things that we thought needed to be done that were done yesterday. There's some things that will continue to be done that perhaps haven't been done. We'll go back and review things that have been done to make sure they don't need to be tightened up in any fashion. But there's no complaining by my folks about what has been done to this point. Yes.
What did the GBI see during their investigation that the Waycross TV didn't see during their 2 months with this case that led you guys to make an arrest again?
You know, I can't answer what another agency did or didn't see, but I can tell you that based on our involvement in this case, considering the fact that we were hit the ground running Wednesday morning, and within 36 hours we had secured warrants for 2 individuals for felony murder, I think that speaks volumes for itself, and that the probable cause was clear to our agents pretty quickly.
Should the DA leave their job over this?
No, I'm not going to comment on that. All I can do is tell you when we became involved in this case, we did what we thought we were supposed to do. I'm very confident in our investigation. I'm confident in our continuing it. I'm not comfortable speaking about any unorthodox.
Director, how important is that video?
You know, again, I can't speak on what anyone else sees or doesn't see about a case, but I will tell you that we base our decisions on 2 things. One are facts, and the other is the law. Whatever the facts are, we apply the law to it. If the law says what the facts are is a felony murder, then we take the warrants for it. I'm very comfortable in telling you that there's more than sufficient probable cause in this case for felony murder.
How important is the video, sir?
I'm sorry?
How important is the video?
Well, it's like any other piece. Sure, it's certainly a very important piece of evidence. You know, anytime you can see what happens at a scene, then it plays an important role in decision making. Is it the only piece of evidence? Is it the only thing in this case? No. But is it important? Absolutely.
But it seems that so much has transpired since that video has been released.
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
It seems that so much has happened.
Sorry about that, y'all.
Since that video has
I got a
been
message
released.
coming in.
10 weeks.
Hold on. It's causing this to stutter. Hold on, sir.
Video was already out. We saw it. We reviewed the rest of the file, and we made the arrest.
And the video that's out, is that the media one, the version that is out of the media, is that the same video that you have and have been studied?
To my knowledge, it's the same video, yes, sir.
And Mr. William, what will happen to him?
Mr. Who?
Ryan William.
Don't know yet. You know, we're going to go wherever the evidence takes us. Let's say hypothetically, if we believe to a week or 3 weeks there's probable cause for an arrest, then we'll do it. If we don't believe there is, then we won't. I don't mean to be that simplistic or that flippant, but that's the way it is with us. We don't, you know, we base our decisions strictly on facts and evidence, and that's exactly what we'll do in this case.
All right, the driver got a link for us. Good, because that man put me to sleep. I'm sorry. Everybody ain't meant to do this. Yeah, everybody can't be in front of the camera. Hey, Liz finally joined us. Yeah, I just saw your hangout, and so I told you we live. You and missed the good parts. That's all. Let's check out the driver's link here.
Powerful words from an emotional community in Brunswick. Children among those calling for justice in the shooting death of a man jogging through a neighborhood. Dozens of people walked those same streets this evening, calling for an arrest. This video, being widely shared on social media, is a key starting point of the investigation into the death of Ahmaud Arbery. It shows him struggling with the men who apparently shot him. The men seen shooting Arbery have not been arrested.
His family tells News4Jax they have been waiting for months for justice. And tonight, Georgia Governor Brian Kemp said the GBI has offered resources and manpower for a thorough, independent investigation into Arbery's death, saying in part Georgians deserve answers. Arbery was jogging in the Satilla Shores neighborhood in Brunswick on February 23rd when he was killed. This evening, his family held a walk in that same area. News4Jax reporter Janice Harris was there with the emotional crowd. Janice, what did Arbery's family tell you?
They had plenty to say earlier today. I'm standing right here. You can see the marker. I'm standing at the marker where police say that Ahmaud Arbery died after being shot and killed. At the time, Arbery was jogging through this neighborhood. Earlier today, hundreds of people filled this street asking that the two men be arrested for Arbery's death.
I roll with Ahmaud! I roll with Ahmaud!
Today, hundreds of people walked in solidarity for Ahmaud Arbery, a young man who was seen being shot and killed in this video, now part of an investigation. As marchers walk, chanting,
Make no rest!
And they are holding signs that read, Justice for Ahmaud. Why did you all decide to come out today?
Support Ahmaud, justice for Ahmaud. He always ran. He didn't bother nobody, so nobody shouldn't have been bothering him. And that's why I'm out here.
They're walking down the same road where Arbery was last seen alive February 23rd. Among them, his aunts.
We decided to do something positive for Ahmaud because this is what he needs right now. He needs justice. He's not here to be the voice, so we are his voice.
He was one of my favorite nephews. And they took him away from me.
This march is the most recent outcry for justice from Arbery's family. The incident happened in February, but has gotten national attention in recent days.
Look at him running to the truck.
The story became viral after video of the incident was released on YouTube. The case has been moved to 3 different counties. Now, with the new evidence of this video, Arbery's family hopes the 2 men in this video will be arrested for Ahmaud's death.
When we saw the video today, it kind of already gave us the answer that we were looking for. Because like we had been saying all along, we knew he didn't do nothing wrong.
And I'm just hearing in the last couple of seconds, the district attorney for the Atlantic Judicial District is asking that GBI now investigate this case. Also, coming up tonight at 11, you will hear from the sheriff of Glenn County why this case was never involved in his jurisdiction and how he feels about the shooting. That's coming up tonight. Reporting live in Brunswick, Georgia, Janice Harris, Channel 4, the local station.
All righty. Naya said some answers to the title question. So Naya, you saying that if we go to Georgia and we find out the exact date of the killing, that we're not going to find other killings or that same day? And how many protests are you going to see about those killings? I'm asking the question. How many other videos are you going to see about the other people that got killed in Georgia that night? How many protests will be out there marching for them? As I said before, the weekend that Connecticut Jenkins was killed in Chicago. That weekend, 11 other people have been killed that weekend. Twenty people have been shot that weekend. But people were only concerned about the girl in the freezer. Where was the protest? Where was the marching? Okay, but let's not dance. The question is, why is it that if somebody black had shot him, people would have just looked at the paper and said, "Oh man, somebody else got shot." Oh well, what's going on? What's going on with the Georgia sports teams? What's going on with the Hawks? But because it was two white men, now all of a sudden we got to go right. You don't think the other family members who had people die that night, they wouldn't like people to go protest for their son or daughter being killed? But because they were shot by people that look like them, it's just another shooting. Oh well. I'm asking the question, why is it that it takes somebody from another race to do something before we get together and do something? They didn't answer that question. The reporter didn't ask it. I asked the question, why is it that we can only march? I used to work in security, and I can tell you, the police officers, they were like, we gonna go to this scene, check it out, get all the pictures and everything, we going to the next scene. From there, it's gonna be another scene. From there, it's gonna be another scene. A lot of the times, the detectives spend 3 or 4 days on a murder and then move on to the next one. There are so many unsolved murders just in my city. I'm not even speaking about the country. They move on to the next one. But when it's somebody white, all of a sudden, it's top 10 news. All right, Liz just slid something here. Let's take a look. God darn, News Fox 59. No, we don't want notifications. Man killed in Indianapolis police shooting. Live stream police chase. Moments leading up to death. The video and story contains graphic violent language. Viewer discretion is advised. A man who was shot and killed by police following a chase in Indianapolis live streamed the incident and the final moments leading up to his death. The video surfaced on Facebook Wednesday and spread quickly on social media. The shooting happened at 62nd Street and Michigan Road. It began as a police pursuit around 6 p.m. Officers reported seeing a vehicle driving recklessly on I-695 near 30th Street. The pursuit reached speeds of close to 90 miles per hour, the police said. The car stopped at 57 in Michigan. The driver got out. IMPD said there was a confrontation involving the suspect that led to the shooting. The man has been officially identified by the coroner as 21-year-old Drayson Reed. The Facebook video, which runs more than 36 minutes, shows the incident from the driver's perspective. At 1:55 into the video, Reed is listening to music and the sounds of sirens is heard in the background. He mentioned that he doesn't want to go back to jail. This is fun though, he says. I just can't go back to jail. At about 6:02, he continues driving. He says, I guess that's BS. You got to do better than that. I'm not going to jail easy. He then says, I love you, mama. I'm sorry I put you through this. I love you, though. Reed continues driving and said police had to do better in order to catch him. At about 12:40 into the video, he mentions that police are following him. Uh-oh, I almost lost them. Y'all, he says, I almost got rid of this. I guess ASS, there he is, never mind. Later he says he lost them. Oh yeah, you're not going to catch me, he says. I'm not going to jail today, no sir. You got to catch me, baby. I'm not going to jail. He tried to figure out what street he's on and decides to park and get out. Please come get me, he says on the video at about 13:50. I'm at 62nd in Michigan. What happened next is hard to decipher. Reed gets out of the car and presumably runs. You can hear rustling and some voices, but you can't see anything because the camera is obscured. The camera pans up to show Reed briefly. A buzzing sound is heard, presumably a taser that police said was deployed during the incident. Reed yells an expletive and the camera pans up to the sky. Several gunshots ring out. The camera remains fixed on the sky for the duration of the video. Several voices are heard along with sirens and radio chatter. Someone yells, "Oh my God," several times. All the while, the video continues to record more than 20 minutes as music plays in the background. Officers at the scene are unaware the phone is still recording. One voice is heard saying, "Look like it's going to be a closed casket, homie," which is then followed by a laugh. Officers also discuss the use of taser in the incident. Distant yelling and sobbing can be heard in the background as well. Officers discuss keeping the scene secure and looking for shell casings. In the final seconds of the video, an investigator is seen and apparently ends the feed. Key moments in the video. 1:55, I just can't go back to jail. 6:02, I'm not going to jail easy. 12:45, I almost lost on y'all. 13:50, please come get me. 14, driver gets out of the car. 14:27, taser deployed, gunshots follow. 14:45, oh my God. 29:31, closed casket comment. 36:29, investigator appears, video ends. So before we play the video, this ain't looking good, Liz. Before we even play the video, this ain't looking good. The guy said he ain't going back to jail. He said, "I'm sorry, mama, to put you through this. I'm not going back to jail." What does that mean? I'm asking you, Liz, what does that mean? You're going to have to kill me because I'm not going back to jail. How is this a good example? This is somebody who made the decision. All he had to do was stop the car, get out, be arrested, and he'd be alive right now, calling mama to come bail him out. But instead, he chose to take them police on a 90-mile-per-hour chase. And he himself says, "I ain't going back to jail." After he's tased, he's cussing. But let's play the video. Now, if it hadn't been live streamed, the news. That's my bigger question. If it hadn't been live streamed, would it have made the news? But hold on, we're going to play the video. But if this hadn't been live streamed, would anybody have cared? That's my better question. look for the mail lady, y'all.
Hey, but look. Hey, if y'all want to bail me out, you feel me? I got about 2 bands, you feel me? And then, you feel me, whatever y'all put with this shit, you feel me? Oh, this fun though. But like, man, I can't go back to jail, y'all. Y'all know, everybody know me, I do not like jail. So you feel me? But back to my music, so I can, you feel me? To his backwards, baby, you already know how the game goes, you feel me? Hey sis, I'm sorry, I love you though. You know I had to. I'm not going fast at all. I'm just having fun with those. Here we go. Highway? Hell no, I'm not fucking with that. I'm wild when I'm there. I don't give a fuck about the cop. Oh, out of everything. That's how I said the house. I ain't pulling when we go.
I ask y'all again. When a white jury is looking at this, when a white jury is watching this video, because it's going to be played, and they hear anti-cop music in the background, are they really going to feel sorry for this young man? I'm asking the question. Are they going to feel sorry for this young man? Now it says you can't figure out what's happening. This young man is being chased by the police and he's live streaming it. And the only reason that it's getting any attention is because he live streamed it. Otherwise, it wouldn't even probably made the news. But let's play it. Let's speed up some. Wait a minute. Ooh. All right.
What street is this? I'm gonna park this motherfucker to get the fuck out. Oh baby, what's this? Michigan and what? Michigan and what? Ace? I'm gonna park this motherfucker at Ace. On 62nd in Michigan? Somebody come get my stupid ass. Please come get me. Please come get me. Please come get me. I'm on 62nd in Michigan. I just parked this motherfucker. I'm gone. Please come get me. What you say? Fuck you, Fuck. Oh my God. Oh my fucking God. First parking lot over here. Look right where you are. Oh my God. Hey, cars want you. Cars want you. Oh, fuck! Go see, we got to keep on up. You know he has to be doing some taser, gun. Yeah, I see that, exactly. I turned off because I thought he was going to go north, and you followed. I followed them. Yeah. You missed it? No, I followed them. This was already done when I pulled up. Oh, you already done. Okay. But I only followed because I don't want to buy myself. I can't tell the victim. Do you have tape?
This thing's still going on? This is playing music. All right, y'all. All it's doing is playing music. And it's going to get me flagged. All it's doing is playing music. All it's gonna, y'all know we're going to have to edit this. We can't go over 6 hours. We're going to have to edit this. That means this whole part of the video going to have to be edited out. Or the music company is going to take the money for it. The little 8 cent. I still ask the question. Is even the bleeding heart liberals going to care when they see this young man flouting the law? When they see this young man acting so irresponsibly, are they going to care? That video not only incriminates the police, it incriminates the young man. Some ignorant people are going to say, well, that's one less one to worry about. All he had to do was pull over. It doesn't justify him being killed. But he's contributing to it, Liz. He's contributing to it. He's live streaming and trying to look like a big shot. When can none of them people that he live streaming to and showing off for, none of them are there to help him. Which is my point. Who's there to help him? The people that he's showing off for and trying to look all cool in front of him, they're going to watch somebody else. They're going to watch somebody else and be talking about what happened to him in somebody else's live stream. This was something that didn't have to happen. The same way I said earlier, the young man should have ran the other way. When he saw them stop down there, he should have ran the other way. He should have cut through them houses. They can't drive the truck through the houses. He had options, but he didn't take them. He jogged right on up to him. Man standing outside waiting for him. The old man was standing outside of the driver's side door of the truck waiting on him. He ran right up to him. If you was going to run right up to him, why you didn't run up to him and say, here I am, what do you want? Why would you run up to him, then try to run away, and then double back? See, it's decisions. We're talking about decisions that lead to incidents. This is what I want to focus on, decisions. We can't bring either one of them two young men back. But how do we stop other young men from making the same mistake? You said he appeared scared to you. Whatever he doing wrong, he wasn't scared to go to jail because he wouldn't have been doing what he was doing wrong. I ain't going back to jail. I ain't going back to jail. Well, stop doing what you're doing to go to jail. Doesn't that make sense? Do y'all understand? That makes sense. I'm sorry to put all this on you, mama, but I ain't going back to jail. What? If you was really sorry, you wouldn't do what would put you in jail in the first place, if you were sorry. Do y'all understand what I'm saying to you? The more you listen, the more you understand that the people don't make no sense. I'm sorry to put this on you, mama, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I don't want to go back to jail, but I'm gonna keep doing the legal thing, so I gotta go to jail. That doesn't make any sense. Take the emotion out of it. We make decisions every day. And when we make the right decision and it worked, it's great. When we make the wrong decision, you say, darn, but you gave it a shot. But if you get caught, then you say, you got me. If y'all are riding and the police pull you over, be nice, be respectful, and do what you are asked to do. If something don't seem right to you, wait until you're in a safe place. Call you an attorney and go file charges. But don't sit there and try to fight on the street when you outnumbered. The young man said he wasn't going back to jail. They're going to have to get him. What is he saying? You're going to have to kill me to get me to go back to jail. Even when tasered, I guarantee you, he kept fighting. But I'm not defending the police. The police officers that shot him need to be punished. But I'm asking the greater question for the next round of kids that's going to be in the same situation. What are you going to do to stop it from getting to that point? What are you going to do to stop it from getting to that point? Because hundreds of black people get pulled over every day. Hundreds. But only 2% get into it with the police. Why is that? And then why do we have to defend that 2%, those two idiots? Because as I pointed out before, the other races don't go out there and march for no idiots. They say, oh, well, there you go. Got what you deserve. But we'll go out there and march for them. So I'm just asking the question, what is wrong with our youth that they can't show respect for authority? If you know you're doing something wrong, why can't you fess up? If you know you've done something wrong, why can't you fess up? Why is it that you will continue defending doing your wrong to the point of death? I just keep finding that phrase that he said, it still rings in my head. I love you, Mama. I'm sorry to put you through this, but I ain't going back to jail. That really shows how he don't care about his mama or anybody. Doing whatever he was doing that was getting him pulled over was more important than his own mother to him. Do y'all understand? Live streaming and bragging to the people on the live screen was more important to him than his mother. How do you fix somebody like that? Everything else is more important. You see he had the gold fonts in his mouth. Chances are he's a dealer. What was the purpose of him getting out the car? When they told him to stop, why didn't he stop? Now, the police were wrong for shooting him. But they probably had their adrenaline going. Chasing somebody 90 miles per hour. That's not no excuse. But I can reasonably and then they tased him. And you know he kept fighting because he said he wasn't going. Still no excuse to shoot him. But at the same time, when do we stop making excuses for the young man? Is what I'm asking. When do we stop making excuses for the young man? So I'm asking y'all, when do we stop making excuses for the dumb behavior of our young people? I'm going to go ahead and look for the mailman again. Matter of fact, I should. I got this one right. Matter of fact, I'm going to end this live and I'm going to go outside and wait. So give me a couple minutes, y'all. Give me like 5 minutes and I'll be live on one of the phones outside. This phone 100%, right? Yeah. We'll take this phone. So thanks for watching, y'all, and I'll see y'all in a few minutes. About 5 or 6 minutes. All right.